like a beat in the back, like a Patreon.
Yep, there it is. Time.
Patreon.
What is up, Patreon? We just got done recording.
You were trying to film. It didn't really.
I know.
Work
this thing kept
GoPro
overheating.
Was a Go amateur and pooped out.
I don't understand.
Poo-pooed.
I don't get it. I thought they were supposed to be able to record at lengths, just kind of solo.
I've never seen a GoPro poop out.
Me either.
I've never even heard of that happening, unless it took like a traumatic.
Yeah, and this thing literally
that's what they're designed for, is to just handle extreme crap.
And maybe I just need to keep it plugged in or something.
What one is that?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Hero 12 or something? I don't know what they're on to.
I'll look up. I inherited it.
But inherited it?
Yeah.
Inherited it.
Patreon. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Xander hit us up and forgiven SBG on TikTok is his name.
And then Discord.
Go follow him. Yeah, on the Discord. Go follow him if you're on TikTok.
If you're on Patreon and not in the Discord, you're missing out.
Yes, if you're on the Patreon and not in the Discord, you should download Discord and hit me up and get into the server. We talk all things, and the Discord is free. But he had a suggestion. He had a request that we try doing the Patreon after the episode to just see how it goes. And right off the bat, two things I'm noticing. My brain is like, I'm done because we just got done recording.
Right, that's what I was kind of concerned about. Yeah,
because we put a lot of mental energy into.
I like the idea of being relaxed and like after, like not having the anticipation of the episode coming up. But I'm with you. I was thinking about that when you first brought it up. I was like, I'm down to give it a shot, but I am concerned that yes, you put a lot of energy into the actual episode, and so now like I'm cooked, dude. Like my brain is done. It also probably doesn't help that was a pretty long episode.
That was a longer episode
than
normal too.
I did not have food beforehand, so like I can definitely feel my energy just kind of draining.
But I'm glad your energy drained for the Patreon and not the main episode though.
Yeah.
Because the Patreon, these guys don't care if we're hyped up in energy. They just want good content.
That's valid. But also, like, having a topic that we're, like, there's a goal in the episode. So it feels like it's easier to stay focused, even as I'm starting to drain a little bit. Yeah. But
I've got a ton of topics we
that's fine.
saved for this, but
good.
I do agree with you, and we'll see what format works. And I wanted to give it a shot because I hear what Xander was saying.
Yes,
I agree with it.
Yeah.
I have a few concerns as to why we had originally started doing Patreon first, and those concerns are going to be there whether or not. And so we'll see how. And
at the end of the day, if it don't really matter that much how I feel during this, if the vibe agrees with our viewership here, if people like the way this goes, I'm down to. I don't care if I'm excited. I don't care if I have a lot of energy. If you like me more chill, then so be it.
I think one
I'm chilling.
Major, for real though. If our Patreon likes this format better, and I'll put a vote out.
Just see what people think.
After you get done listening to this, tell us: do you like this format better, where we recorded after the podcast, or do you like the old format better, where we recorded first?
And we can try it for a couple weeks, a few weeks, and just
see how it goes.
Goes. Yeah. It's whatever.
Yeah, it is whatever. But Bob Lazar, I wanted to talk a little bit more openly about Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
Bob Lazar, I alluded to it during the episode. I know you're good. I alluded to it during the episode, and I really do. Bob Lazar feels so similar to Phil Schneider.
Yeah.
That part of me genuinely starts to wonder, are these dudes like government manipulated people? And not that they're not, I don't feel like they're lying.
Right. Well, okay.
But, or at the very least, because Phil Schneider was murdered.
Yeah.
In a very vicious way. And his murder was listed as a suicide. So at the very least, the government wanted to shut Phil Schneider up, one way or the other. But the similarities between Phil Schneider or somebody wanted to shut Phil Schneider. I guess I can't say it was the government. Somebody wanted to shut him up. The similarities between him and Bob Lazar are so similar that it really makes me wonder how Bob Lazar didn't get assassinated.
Yeah.
But he did complain about a lot of the same things. That his history was deleted. Phil Schneider complained about the same thing. That that the government was watching him and he was kind of afraid for the government from the government and all that stuff. But makes me wonder if maybe Phil Schneider or that Bob Lazar just got famous fast enough that they couldn't really take him out.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're so similar. They're so similar, though.
Or maybe Phil had more to back it up and to like he had the capability to expose things in a more provable way.
Maybe because Phil Schneider's dad, when his dad died, all of a sudden there became all that documentation about the Philadelphia experiment and all that other stuff that came out. Makes me wonder if there weren't some more documents in there, because that was another thing that his ex-wife claimed, was that all of the documentation disappeared.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe Phil Schneider had the receipts and they knew it.
So
I don't know. This is crazy, though.
On kind of a similar note, to kind of tie this back to something else that we briefly touched on early on in the actual episode, do you think there is a possibility that Candace Owens is being manipulated the same way? That they are presenting things because I do think she's genuine as well. And I don't know, it's hard to know.
I have a hard I'm very biased.
I know. And that's why I wanted to present this to you as a possibility. And if you have a reason, a solid reason where you're like, no, I don't think that's the case, present it, please, because I'm 50-50 on her.
Yeah.
Whether there is legitimacy to the things that she's presenting and looking into or not.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to tell. Okay. My genuine, unfiltered opinion about Candace Owens, because I present it always as like there's many different options on the main episode. Right.
On the Patreon, I think Patreon subscribers deserve our actual point of view on stuff.
Agreed.
I think that she is for sure a chaos agent, but I can see your point of maybe she's an unintentional chaos agent.
That's like an Alex Jones type of thing.
She thinks she's blowing the whistle, but she's being fed information from a handler who is completely just playing her. I could see that.
Paul Benowitz type.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's similar type deal.
I think Alex Jones is a chaos agent who
knows it.
He is reporting everything that they tell him because he is employed by them.
Right.
And anytime anybody gets too close to figuring out that he's a chaos agent, they get unalived. That's why Alex Jones's staff die, but not him. I wonder, in with Candace Owens, in far out there theory that just came to my brain, and I have not looked into it any more than literally it just popped into my brain. What if people like Charlie Kirk were starting to figure out the chaos agent system, and so then he had to go? I do believe Charlie Kirk's killer was his killer, but I think the kid was MK Ultra'd.
I still have trouble with the angles and just the convenience of the way that it was presented. I don't think that's actually what happened. I have a hard time pinning down exactly what did happen. There's a lot of theories regarding, the lapel mic and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that, it could be, but just the angle that he was supposedly shot from does not track with the wound. It just the time, like, there's a lot of things that don't track with the official narrative. I don't buy it. But yeah. And so that's why I see the potential for legitimacy in a lot of the things that Candace has to say and the things that she points out. I'm like, I see why you're going that direction. I don't know if you're correct.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're trying to filter that out and figure out, no, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. This makes sense. You know, and that's why I see, like, that it could be possible that they're feeding her, like, okay, did you notice this? You see this? See this thing? This is some evidence. This is something for you to look into. Here, dig here. Dig here. Push this. You know, push this button. Pull, peek here.
Yeah.
And maybe just leading her astray.
Okay. Another wild conspiracy theory. I'm literally just shooting from the hip right now.
That's what we do here.
I don't necessarily because I've again back to the Donald Trump assassination attempt. Mm-hmm. I believe that there was an actual attempted assassination, and I do believe that kid was MK Ultra as well. That's my official stance on it.
Okay.
But so what if Charlie Kirk's was supposed to be an attempted assassination as well? And there was the actual kid who was firing the bullet. He shot. They used the explosion that was supposed to graze his neck, and it malfunctioned a little bit and just blew it a hole open, and it actually killed him, and it wasn't supposed to kill him.
That is a theory that I could get behind. I don't know that I do believe it, but I buy that possibility.
Because what if Trump's grazing his ear was a planned explosion and it worked perfectly?
Right.
And they then tried it with Charlie Kirk, but it malfunctioned and blew a hole in his neck and killed him.
That would... Okay, hold on a second.
Because the kid would have fired...
Hold on a second. You're on to something.
Because the kid would have still fired the gun.
Think about how fast medical had him out of there.
Yeah.
If it was prepped for him to be taken away, but he was supposed to live, that would track as to why everything, like the way that things went. Think about all the people that reacted weird, right? Like it was, like they were ready for it. The things that Candace keeps pointing out, like, hey, this person's weird. This person's weird. This placement is weird. The way that these people move is strange. The thing with the shirt, the way that worked. All that is very strange. I agree with her on those things. But, yeah, the way that it actually went down, that would make sense. And that would make a lot of sense.
What if the kid did shoot a bullet?
Right.
And that's what hit the ground, and that's why they replaced everything right away, was because the proof of it hitting the ground.
Right.
Because think about, so go back to, all the way back to JFK. JFK, one of the ways in which people have proven that JFK wasn't assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald was because there were more bullets fired than were missing from his gun.
Right.
Because there was a bullet that hit a curb.
Right.
What if he was MK Ultra the same way? He shot the curb, and they already had the missing cartridges, but they had covered it up because, according to the government, that never happened. And so what if this guy shot the ground? That would have proven that he missed. The explosion on his neck would have proven that he got hit. There's 2 bullets missing. Now this guy cannot be guilty the same way Lee Harvey Oswald would have been not guilty. What if all of these guys are just MK Ultra, and homeboy that attempted to shoot Trump shot more times than he was supposed to and took out somebody from the audience, and he wasn't supposed to?
Yeah. I don't have anything to add that adds credibility to this, but this is a theory that I could definitely see being plausible.
Or that it
like that makes sense.
You could even go that it was, if you want to do an alternative, that they did intend to kill him, but again, that the shooter was MK Ultra, and they had the backup or the primary
just in
device.
Case he misses.
And when he shot, they knew he missed, and they blew it and killed him instead.
Right.
That way they could guarantee.
Yeah.
And then they replaced where he missed immediately.
Yep.
Because that kid being up there with a gun, shooting, one way or the other.
Right.
That happened.
Yes.
He was there. There's video footage of it happening.
Yes.
One way or the other, I think that kid was MK Ultra.
I'm with that.
Same thing with the kid. And again, it's a very particular age. Oh man, you start talking for a second.
Pizza, bagels, shark teeth. I don't know. Yeah, no, I know. But like you tell me to do that, and then my brain goes completely blank. No, I could see that for sure being because like just having whatever actually got him as a contingency thing. That either way, that makes a lot of sense. That. Man, it does feel very familiar in terms of the way those two incidents went down, right? But like one, the guy gets to walk away and the other one doesn't. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot of question marks around that, but that's why I don't want to fully discredit Candace and say like she's just losing it or she's a willing chaos agent.
We've got some trends going on here, okay? Lee Harvey Oswald, how old do you think he was?
23.
24.
Holy smoke, I was close.
Tyler Robinson, how old do you think he was?
Was he 20?
23.
23.
Matthew Crooks, the guy who shot Trump, how old do you think he was?
23.
20. So you've got a very specific age range.
I wonder how long it takes to fully MK Ultra someone.
Okay. How old do you think the assassination or the kid who assassinated Robert Kennedy was?
23.
24. Wow.
Interesting. Somebody extrapolate that data and figure out
23. Let's be real. All I cared about was finding a woman.
Yeah.
Like I was going to school and doing all this other stuff. Like I had my views. I was a Christian, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm way more into the politics of the world at my age now than I was back then.
Mm-hmm.
How are none of these kids assassinating? How are they all? Oh,
how did you do that?
I don't know. I kicked the foot of it. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that's that kind of stand. Yeah.
Trying to think, what's another big assassination that occurred?
You're reaching back a little farther.
That's wild.
John Wilkes Booth. I think he was older. I could be wrong though. No shot.
He wasn't as old as you thought he was. He was 26 when he died. Wait.
Well, he died
just a few days.
I was going to say it
right?
was pretty much immediately after.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So yeah, he's 26 years old. That's crazy, right? That's not a coincidence.
It's before or right at the time that your brain is fully developed, right? Because that cutoff's supposed to be like 25-ish.
Yeah, when your brain is like formally. That's why college ministry is so important.
Right.
And that's actually part of the reason. Like I communicate
college in general.
Yeah, I communicate this to our supporters in churches that like our system in America is built very intentionally to try to be a heavy impression on these
Influence
people.
on low 20-year-olds.
You influence them the right way and teach them how to think for themselves and actually teach them about Jesus. And these guys' lives will be dramatically different after the fact. If you teach them to think a very specific way, you apparently can MK Ultra these kids pretty easily. I gotta... Okay, I found an outlier. Okay. Talk about something real quick.
I was thinking about like college professors' influence on students and like how many people that made a big impression in as they were in college or just out of college, like how they were influenced. I'm very curious as to like some of the historical what?
Okay, I found an outlier.
Okay.
But he's not an outlier. It actually fits in perfectly. Charles Manson was 34 to 35 when everything happened.
Okay.
But the Manson family who actually committed all the
They
murders...
were all low 20s.
Tex, 23. Susan Atkins, 21. Patricia Krenwinkel, 21. Linda Casabon, 20.
Dude. Yeah.
I think Manson was MK Ultra-ing the girls.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Bro.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that MK Ultra, if these guys aren't being MK Ultra'd, we now know that it works the best with kids who are between 20 and 25 then.
Mm-hmm.
There must be something about that the brain at that age. Because you would think that even there would be one outlier of like 18, 16. If youth was the problem, the younger you were, the more I mean, shoot, look at the military ages.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Ha. That's kind of wild.
There's threads to pull on there.
Yeah,
for sure.
very much so. I'm trying to think of it. And if you're listening to the Patreon, you think of another major assassination. Like, I'm trying to even think of people who were assassinated, like very big public assassinations.
Who's the official person for MLK? Just out of curiosity.
I can't remember.
I can't either. I mean, we know it was the FBI, so like
Right.
I know we talked about that one, but I can't. It's been a while.
So that would be an outlier. Because that was James Earl Ray, who was 40 years old when he assassinated Martin Luther King Jr. on April 4th, 1968.
Did we determine? I can't remember. It's been so long. Did we determine that was like? Did he actually do it at the FBI's bidding, or was he just a straight up patsy? I don't remember.
The official investigations concluded that Ray acted alone, but whether or not he was a patsy or the lone assassination remains heavily debated. The official conclusion was a guilty plea by Ray in 1969. The evidence was included with a rifle with Ray's fingerprints, his personal belongings that were left at the scene. Why would you leave your personal stuff at the scene? That's weird. The King family So the King family famously rejected the lone gunman narrative. In 1999, they won a civil trial in Memphis that found Lloyd Jowers and others, including government agencies, liable for the assassination attempt. Let me see how old. How old was Lloyd Jowers? So he'd have been 41 when MLK was assassinated too. So that would be an outlier. Complete biographical timeline is available. Died in prison. Oh, that's Manson. Sorry. Interesting. It's all really interesting. So that would be the one outlier of like a major assassination. But again, that case didn't seem like an It seems to be
that's a different type of.
Yeah. It seemed to be more like a, hey, we're just shutting this dude up.
Right.
More than like a heavy government CIA political assassination. Because I guess if you were to, and again, go that direction, some people claim that MLK was working for the CIA. Mm-hmm. And so why would the CIA need to MLK the assassination attempt of one of their own CIA members? Yeah. So maybe that's why that one feels different.
I was going to say.
It feels different.
It does. It for sure does. It doesn't feel the same, like the motive for it, the reason behind it, all of that. It doesn't feel the same way as far as like conspiracy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we rabbit trailed pretty hard.
I'd have to look a lot more into the MLK thing. A lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So on the current event stuff. So yeah, there's bombshell reports coming out that there's been over 250,000 viewer discretion is advised. The step further than essays in Europe due to Muslim immigrants. So that's a thing.
Yeah. Oh,
specifically white women.
Yeah.
Specifically Muslim immigrants.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. And kidnapping as well. So not just that thing.
Yeah, so maybe we should go off a little more here. Islam is so bad. It's just so bad.
I mean, they worship a guy who was a pedophile.
Yeah. And then, okay, so here's...
Documented pedophile.
Why is
Married his wife at 6.
Yeah. Why is it that...
She was 6.
Why is it that the left always goes out of their way to support degeneracy and depravity?
Yeah.
Even when it's depravity that disagrees with them and hates them. Like, you're supporting a religion that hates you. But you only attack whatever group calls them out. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And this is where, if Mike ever listens to this, bro, the right's got its problems for sure. And I am not a supporter of the far right. I am not far right. I do not agree with the hatred that lies in those depths.
Yeah.
But it is not the same. You will never convince me that it is the same as the left. The right is willing to separate people from, like, okay, they'll say, yeah, I agree with you on this, but I disagree with you on that. And for that reason, you're an idiot and I dislike you. The left will not do that. They'll be like, oh, you disagree with Christianity? Cool. Oh, you disagree with me too? That's fine. I don't care. You're still on my side because you're against them. It's just everything that's against righteousness. Everything. That's what the far left is. That's what LGBTQ is. That's what all of that garbage is we don't care what else you disagree with. Even if it's me and everything that I stand for. I don't care if you hate me. You hate them too, so we're on the same side.
Right.
And It's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And that's why I don't agree with the hatefulness part of it, but you're an idiot. You're so stupid for that.
Yep.
You're so stupid. So I agree with the far right on that. You're just idiots.
Yeah.
And that's I'll say the same thing back at them for a lot of other stuff too. And that's why it's different, because you can be on the right and disagree and be like, no, you're still an idiot, but I agree with you on this. You got this part right. Whereas the left, you just have to, it's all in one basket. Yeah. It's all in the I disagree with you basket, I hate you basket. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. At the very least, one way or the other, beyond politics, if you're a liberal, please wake up and see that these guys who are coming over to America, who are immigrants, who are Muslim, and they're up for election, and they're making you all of these promises that seem to line up perfectly with all of your beliefs as a liberal. Please recognize they're lying to you, because they are. They just want to get elected, and then they'll do whatever they want to do. And once they're there, it's a lot harder to get them out. And you see it all over. And it goes back to that one city in Minnesota that now is banning anything pride related. And it's like, what did you think was going to happen? Muslims are very, like, Christians are like, hey, we don't agree with this, with same-sex marriage, whatever.
Yep. We'll stand up for
Islam is, we will kill you.
Yeah.
If you are a Muslim.
Yep.
Or if you're not, if you're a Muslim, if you're a gay, whatever.
Yeah.
They're cool with you being a pedophile, though.
Yeah.
But if you're gay, we'll kill you.
Yep.
And see that these two things are not the same. And you're so afraid of a Christian getting elected at times that, anyway. But I digress, and I'll stay out of the political stuff too much. But it is definitely a concern, and it is happening a lot more often, and it's getting frustrating being on the other side going, hey guys, they're lying to you. Oh, they lied. Oh, surprise. Did you not see that coming?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the last thing, what were you going to say? Anything else?
No, I was the only thing I was going to springboard back to the, we're going to talk more about Tulsi Gabbard's.
Yes, I was literally just going to say that.
Figured you were headed to.
So the Tulsi Gabbard thing that I hinted on of the episode was that she came out on her last day of work and released all of the files that confirm that COVID-19 was a gain-of-function release from Wuhan, and that full-blown bombshell. And then there's a leak of the Facebook dude, Zuckerberg, telling his employees, hey, there's not
Berg,
enough...
by the way.
Huh?
Berg, by the way.
Yeah. Telling his employees, hey, there's not enough research into mRNA vaccines and stuff like that. I recommend not to get them. Meanwhile, he's also claiming that the government is pressuring him to censor all of that information on Facebook. So at the same time as he's telling his employees don't get this vaccine, he's built his platform around, if you even mention it, your account gets banned. Do you know how many lawsuits are going to come out about this because people whose livelihoods were affected because of the COVID-19 issue? And oh my gosh, but it is, and it's not, I want to be very, very clear on how I word this right now. We're on Patreon, and you deserve 100% of the truth, and so there's no filter on this. Tulsi Gabbard released the files that unequivocally prove that COVID-19 was released from a lab in Wuhan as a gain-of-function research at a facility that was ran and operated by Dr. Fauci, who was then hired, or what, not hired, who was then in charge of the public release of information in America, who then claimed that anybody who believed that COVID-19 was released from a lab in Wuhan as a gain-of-function research facility was crazy and an outlier and a conspiracy theorist and stupid and all these other things. Meanwhile, it was his facility. And that information is out there for you to go read for yourself now.
Okay, so we had a baby appointment, and Ash wanted to ask about, vaccine stuff, because we want clarification on that stuff. And basically, we got told that, all the vaccines are safe, basically. And I was like, look, I see reasons to get some vaccines. Like there's stuff that, I think it's worth risk.
Some of the nasty stuff that
I said I wouldn't have even thought twice about it before COVID.
Yeah.
But I said there was enough shady crap that went on then that I feel the need to ask questions now. And she said, I think there was the perception on social media and stuff that there was shady crap going on. I'm like, no, there was. Now, however you want to interpret the findings of that, what the truth was, that's up to you. That's up for debate. That's up for interpretation. Not so much now with this, this kind of it dispels any doubts, I think. But to say that there was no shady crap going on is just ignorant in my mind. Agreed? Again, whatever the actual truth was, up until now was a little bit debatable, at least. But I don't think you could argue that there was nothing shady going on. Just the way that it was all handled, the way that the vaccine and the boosters and the boosters and the boosters and the boosters were rolled out, and the way that information was handled and dispersed, everything was just whack. None of it was kosher, none of it felt legitimate. It all was just it was sketchy. It was sketchy, period. And so now the next time we have this conversation, because our doctor is very passionate about vaccines, I'm gonna be like, hey, so do you have anything to say about any comment? Hello? What do you have to say? I'm very curious to hear what she has to say. That's going to be an awkward conversation.
Do you want to know the title of the internal assessment report?
Yes, I do.
Blank, redacted, China. Conditions present for laboratory modification and release of human-adapted coronavirus in Wuhan in late 2019.
What's the date on this document?
May 2020. So they knew by May. We assess the necessary conditions for an accidental release of laboratory-modified coronavirus.
Hold on, restart that. Restart that?
We assess all the necessary conditions for an accidental release of laboratory-modified coronavirus, specifically a coronavirus adapted to recognize human cell receptors, were present at the Chinese Wuhan Institute of Virology in mid to late 2019. As a result, we place equal weight on the hypothesis that the COVID-19 virus was a result of laboratory modification, along with that of a natural outbreak or the release from the lab of the virus, of a naturally occurring virus. And then redacted, a lot of redacted. And then we judge that the following conditions need to be met to result in accidental release of laboratory modified, producing the presence of the precursor viruses, blah, blah, blah. And it goes through and talks about a lot of things.
Who's the author?
And then there's a lot of redacteds.
Yeah.
This is by the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. So that was document 1. She released quite a few things.
Can you send me the link for that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Then the declassified on June 18th. There's so much, and the crazy thing is there's still so much that's redacted that I'm like, bro. Gosh, there's so much redacted. It's crazy. But let me see if this is the same thing as I just saw. Oh, no, this is a totally different. Yeah, it is. Okay. So this is the. Here, I'll copy and send it to you in a text message. But yeah, there's now again with any release document from the government, there is a touch of you have to read between the lines because there's literally lines you have to read between.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
because they redact stuff, and it's just crazy.
Crazy. I'm done.
Yeah.
I have no more. I have nothing.
Message fail. Texting it to you. But yeah, it's. And now I guess I will admit I am very much reading between the lines a little bit in what I have read so far. That it doesn't seem accidental to me. I will admit that the files that are released leave a little room that it could have been an accidental release. But the fact that they were doing research on them and that they had created it in the first place, using gain-of-function research, is not legal, let alone for someone who's in the position that Fauci was in. And they knew it, and they allowed him to continue to serve in that position. It's just wild. It's wild.
So, what do you think the main objective was for the whole thing? We'll just call it the COVID project. What do you think the main objective? Do you think it was to... I guess it all kind of could be the same creature. Was it more to condition people to just obey lockdown, vaccine rollouts, all that stuff? Or do you think it was for the money from the vaccine companies? Or do you think it was both? Like because in time, if you condition people to just listen to all of that and obey regardless, then that's the opportunity. That's an opportunity to make more money as well through more vaccines for other viruses and whatever else. But I don't know. What do you think was the main objective, or both?
That's where I don't know.
I don't either.
That's the hardest part, because you could go with a conspiracy theory A, that they were just trying to hijack the elections because they didn't want Trump to win.
There was that too. I forgot that was an election.
I don't know, and I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that Trump isn't part of the whole system to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if Tulsi Gabbard is releasing this stuff, it makes you wonder if maybe there's some people not playing by the same rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because why even release it? You know, just keep it hidden for the next 20 years and then release it eventually. There's got to be some desire to tell the truth somewhere within the administration.
Right.
Could it have been a trial run for Mark of the Beast system? Maybe. Could it have been simply away. So think about the financial institutions and stuff like that. If it was an intentional release, again, it goes back to if it was an intentional release, could it have been a system for the rich to get richer? Because the greatest gap between the distribution of wealth occurred during COVID in the history of mankind. More than like wars and all of this stuff. From what I've seen research-wise, it seems like the greatest distribution, the rich got significantly richer and the not rich got significantly farther away from being rich.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how much harder it is to buy a house all of a sudden.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
That divide occurred. Could that have been intentional? Possible. Let's say it was an accidental leak and it just got out. Then maybe everything was just a cover-up and Fauci and the Biden administration and everybody else who Fauci worked for and was close to were just trying to cover it up because they were all implicated in the gain-of-function research stuff. I don't know, because let's just be real. Our government, Phil, focus in on this real tight.
I'm here.
Our government
I'm locked.
covered up that a lab in China was being funded and did gain-of-function research. But 2 questions. China is our enemy, right? Why are they allowing U.S. created and funded labs to exist within their country? 2, subsequently, why are we covering up a Chinese lab leak when we could have easily blamed it on the Chinese? If they are our enemy. Or is there the possibility that all of these governments are just working together to create all this stuff?
I have a random question for a Mike theory. Do we know or have a name for... Do we know the name of or have a name for or know anything about China's CIA?
Oh, I don't know.
Have we ever addressed that before? I don't think we have. Because Mike thinks they all work together. I agree. I'm fully on board with his theory.
So,
I'm just giving him credit because he's, I think, the first one that like fully said, like, I think they're working together.
So the Chinese intelligence and security agency equivalent to the CIA is the Ministry of State Security, abbreviated as MSS.
MOS.
The
Ministry of State Security. MOS. I'm calling it MOS. I know that's not what it says.
The difference between the CIA and MSS, that the MSS operates more like a combination of the CIA and FBI combined versus the CIA.
So they have a law
FBI
enforcement
being
and
separate.
intelligent role.
Yeah.
Intelligence. Interesting. I feel like we know
again,
basically nothing about them.
But again,
Like, they've never come up.
it's crazy to me that, like, this all was occurring there. They're our enemy, but yet our government covered it up to the point where if you even hinted that you believed it came from a lab in Wuhan, they're our enemy, allegedly. Why would our government protect our enemy? Why not go full blown in on it and be like, your lab,
it's a perfect opportunity.
your lab released this?
Yeah.
Well, because clearly we were working with them. So if clearly we were working with them and the China would have just come out and been like, dude, here, this is all your guys' stuff. The second question is, why was China allowing us to fund and run a lab in Wuhan?
Yeah.
If they're our enemy, biological warfare is, in my opinion, the scariest of all of the warfares. I don't know. It just, and so, again, my brain goes to, okay, so it's got to be bigger than government versus government stuff. It's got to be bigger than government versus government stuff. So I don't know. But one way or the other, it's kind of crazy.
Yep.
But Let me make sure there wasn't any more things we said we were going to talk about on here.
I think that was it.
We did talk briefly about the 250,000 women on Patreon. Oh, one more thing that we didn't talk about. I looked it up. So in 2025, there were 448 publicly reported waste and recycling facility fires in the United States, the highest number ever recorded. I just wanted that to be out there. We might talk more about that on another show.
We talked about the junkyard fires at some point, right?
Yeah. But I did a little research on that and came up with... Oh, we didn't talk about the Walmart in Tennessee. We might talk about that on next week's episode briefly as a current event thing. So apparently there was a Walmart in Tennessee where a girl was bit by somebody, took a big old chunk out of her, and they apparently quarantined the Walmart. And the patient was apparently quarantined in the hospital. And apparently in the hospital, the dude who bit the girl tried to like take out some more people. And apparently the girl who got bit in the hospital attacked some more people as well, allegedly.
My money would have been on Florida for the zombie outbreak, but
apparently in Tennessee. But I got to do a little more research on that to figure out like more of the story. But I've seen it in a few different places online, so I'll do more research on that. If you find a link to some really good information on that, so we can put it on the show next week, let me know. That's about it.
Dope.
So
I'm gonna go get food now.
Thank you, Patreon. You guys are amazing.
We love you.
You guys are awesome. Keep it up. If you have an episode, so right now, we only have the one more Patreon request out there. Nope, we have two. Two more Patreon request episodes out there. So, we want to talk about what you want us to talk about. And so far, if I'm being honest, our Patreon request episodes have been some of the best.
Yeah, y'all been doing really
You guys
good.
are doing a great job. So don't hesitate to hit me up with a message. If you're only on Patreon, you don't have me on any other social medias, you can message me through Patreon. And so shoot me a message if you have an episode that you want us to talk about. But outside of that, thank you guys again. You guys are amazing. Okay, bye.
Bye.
He's a biblical. Biblically accurate Bigfoot.